You can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd.
Right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight, Floyd Mayweather shook the boxing world by calling out Terence Crawford. Mayweather made it clear he's ready for another mega showdown, showing the same swagger that kept his record flawless. Fans and analysts are buzzing about the possibility of him taking on Crawford, who many already see as one of the sport's top fighters today. The thought of these two names clashing adds even more energy to boxing, and the tension is real.
Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes like, Crawford's better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7-10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence Crawford remained undefeated after beating Canelo Alvarez in a split decision. Their battle at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, was one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Crawford jumped up 2 divisions for the challenge and entered the ring with confidence. Even though Canelo had the size and strength edge, Crawford dictated the pace with sharp footwork, clean shots, and smart tactics to secure the victory.
What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record as saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem. But it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen. And I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You hear what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Will was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down. Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him respect no matter what. You got to give him respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right?
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that because...
Before the fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. showed trust in Crawford by betting on him to defeat Canelo. Despite Crawford being labeled the underdog, Mayweather put down $50,000 at plus 148 odds. When Crawford pulled off the win, Floyd cashed in $124,000. The gamble proved just how strongly Mayweather believed in Crawford's talent and highlighted his sharp ability to read the fight game.
That he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talk to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and made some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals.
Mayweather also made his stance in the pound-for-pound debate clear, naming Terence Crawford the best fighter in the world today. After Crawford's triumph over Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his skill, discipline, and dominance across multiple weight classes. He stressed that pound-for-pound greatness isn't only about winning belts, but about constantly proving yourself against the best. In his eyes, Crawford has done that, cementing himself as boxing's man to beat.
The best fighter in the world.
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford at.
For years, Crawford has admired Mayweather, not just for his ring skills but also for how he managed his career and built his legacy. That admiration grew into a genuine friendship between them. Mayweather often shares bits of wisdom and advice, and Crawford doesn't just listen, he applies them. Their bond is built on shared values, family focus, and the drive to achieve greatness at the highest level.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
Yeah, like.
Not long ago, Canelo shocked reporters by saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." The statement carried weight since Mayweather had beaten Canelo back in 2013, when Canelo was still undefeated at just 23 years old. In their recent clash, Crawford's quick hands, slick movement, and clever tactics gave him the edge over Canelo. Even after moving up 2 divisions, Crawford shut down Canelo's power with sharp defense and precise counters.
First off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
it's my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, comparing.
After Canelo claimed Crawford was better than Floyd, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, firmly disagreed. He believed Canelo only made the remark to soften the blow of losing to Crawford. Jeff reminded everyone that Canelo lost to Floyd when he was young and unbeaten, not when Floyd was past his prime. He also argued that Mayweather's defense was on another level, even though Crawford is outstanding in his own right.
But that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other 2 judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had it.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
I mean, don't you? I mean,
want to make himself look like he did something good.
Greg Hackett, a trainer for Mayweather Jr., also weighed in, insisting Floyd remains the superior fighter. While he respects Crawford's victory over Canelo, Hackett argued that Mayweather's defense and fight IQ keep him a step ahead. He acknowledged that Crawford is one of today's best, but pointed out that Floyd's perfect record and dominance across multiple divisions give him the edge historically. His view highlights how the debate over this era's greatest is far from settled.
That Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look.
Eddie Hearn, however, pushed back against Canelo's claim that Crawford is above Mayweather. Hearn argued Crawford's resume doesn't measure up to Floyd's, pointing out that many of Crawford's opponents weren't at their peak when they faced him. While Hearn admitted Crawford's victories, especially against Canelo, are impressive, he believes Crawford still lacks the same level of elite wins across divisions that Mayweather built up.
Better than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't, but I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa, you know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get...
Floyd Mayweather is already cemented as one of boxing's all-time legends. Analyst Colonel Moughton explained that even with Crawford's rise, Floyd's unbeaten record, brilliant mind, defensive mastery, and success across weight classes remain unmatched. He applauded Crawford's huge win over Canelo but stressed that true greatness comes from years of dominance, not just one fight. For Moughton, Mayweather's consistency at the top is why he still ranks higher.
It's because 2 pound-for-pound greats of this era. Canelo, we see the resume. Crawford, you know, 2-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford like a little bigger. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just we're gonna see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and you know, both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is greatest, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Crawford himself said he and Floyd should be judged within their own eras. He called himself the best of his generation, just as Mayweather was in his, and argued direct comparisons aren't necessary. His trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, added that after the tough win over Canelo, they won't rush into another fight. Bomac explained that Crawford had just endured one of the hardest bouts of his career and needs time to recover. The focus, he said, should be on rest before picking the next opponent.
And we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like, probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
And for you? Man, hey, this is thing.
Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
You trained almost a half a year for that fight. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
Bernie, the boxer, a devoted Crawford supporter, blasted the judges after the fight, claiming, "They tried to rob us." He said the scorecards didn't reflect Crawford's control and that too many rounds were scored too close. In his view, Crawford clearly commanded the fight, but the judges didn't fully recognize it. Even though Crawford officially won, Bernie's anger shows how judging still frustrates fans. At the same time, Mayweather's role in this rivalry is unique. He beat Canelo back in 2013 when Canelo was undefeated, a career highlight. Now, years later, Mayweather has turned his attention to Crawford, calling him out after the Canelo fight and sparking new excitement in boxing.
Floyd Mayweather at what, 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was probably
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world. I'm 23, so imagine that. But you know, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience.
So what do you think? Could Floyd Mayweather's challenge to Terence Crawford set up one of the biggest fights in boxing history? Or is it time for Floyd to step aside and let Crawford carry the torch? Share your thoughts in the comments.